Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I decided to finally do a get ready with me. Normally I'm not really big into these. It's just I really don't have anything for my front page and I think, you know, it kind of helps to say who you are, tell who you are, and so people kind of know the person behind the Binky. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to be doing is using a lot of new products that are new to me. They may not be new in the grand scheme of things. Some yes, some no. Some are just new to me and I want to try them. So you get to know me a little bit more and I'll get to know these products a little bit more. So here we go. So I'm going to start out with the foundation. I put on a primer, like a really kind of covering primer. Just to try it out, but I was like, oh, that's not exciting, so I'm not going to do that on camera. I did prime my eyelids for time, just to get through that. But this is basically something that a friend gave me. Wait for it. Yeah, so this is basically, a friend of mine gets free stuff every once in a while, so this was not sent to me, but it was sent to her, and she was given like a whole collection of different things. She gets them here and there, and so she got the shape tape, quite a few of them actually. They sent like a few different things, and the thing is she has a deeper skin tone, so she was like, what the heck am I going to do with this? And I went, all right, I'll take it. Sold. So I have never used this before. Believe it or not, I'm probably the only person on this planet who has not used the shape tape. I know a lot of people are kind of towards the shape tape and Tarte right now, but it's free. I've never used it, so I'm like, okay. It is in the shade Porcelain. I think I am pretty fair, but I have a feeling this is going to be a bit too fair for me, even for me. I know, and I'm like, usually I can't find colors that match my skin tone because I am so fair and cool undertone that I have the hardest time finding foundation. I really normally can't find stuff that works for me. So this will be fun. Maybe this will be too light, which is just a rarity, but so I'm just gonna pop this on there, see how this works. Now, I don't really do a lot of concealers and things. I was given that. I'm just not big into that. I know a lot of people like concealers. For me, usually, to be honest, my makeup routine is do what you can and move on, you know? I don't really like to do, I'm very simple. Whew, that is light. Hello. I kind of have a very simple routine. I just like to be able to get up and kind of go. I mean, I do put on makeup for sure, but I'm very simple with it. You know, it's just kind of the way I go. I don't really wear a lot of, and that's not going to be enough. I don't wear like the false eyelashes. I don't do contouring really. I don't have a mirror in front of me, so I have no clue what I'm doing to my face right now. There we go. So, you know, I just tend to keep my routine kind of simple as much as possible. I'm trying to work on more elaborate, or not elaborate, more interesting eye looks just because I enjoy doing it. But with what I do, it's really hard to do that a lot of the time. It's not just something that I can go out there and do. So what I do is I usually go with my fingers a lot. If you've watched my videos, you know I'm big into that. I just prefer using my fingers. It's just kind of the way it goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and start dabbing this in, and then I'll move it up to my forehead and all that. But so far, I don't know. This is interesting. It's very light on my face, almost too light. I think I would need the shade darker. But after I powder this probably should work in theory. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm looking a little bit more pale than usual. Okay, so it is on. Looking at this, I do think it's a tad too light for me. The other thing is I'm noticing is I was told it was really full coverage. I think I've read like reviews like that, and I actually don't find it to be that way. Because I can see like here I had a little bit, it's been really hot in New York City and humid, and so I tend to break out a little bit more when that happens, like most people. And honestly, I just don't know. I can still see the imperfections, which I'm fine with. I actually don't normally like full coverage normally. I'm okay with not having perfect skin because it's just, it's really unattainable, and I don't want to cake stuff on my face to get to it. If other people do, great. For me, again, I just tend to be a little bit more el natural, so there you go. But for anyone else who likes the full coverage, go for it, because it looks gorgeous on people. It's just for me, I'm just kind of a little bit low maintenance. So I know, really exciting here, but this is Cover FX, and I've had this forever, and it is on my project pan, though I'm finishing up another thing. I probably won't get through it this year, but I've never used it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and powder on top. I've heard really wonderful things about this, and yet I bought it and never used it. I know, what a surprise. So, just nice little flip top there, and whoop-dee, I actually don't want that going everywhere, so get a little exercise in there while doing it. So, what I'm going to do, I haven't actually been really saying, hey, so I'm Binky, and so I started this channel about 1.5 years ago, and you know, I did it because, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but I did it because, you know how people kind of are superstitious and say that things happen in threes? I'm not a big superstitious person, but you know, a couple years back I was going through a rough spot because 3 major events kind of happened in my life, and so I guess it did come true. Though I still don't necessarily believe in that. It was probably a coincidence, but I had really 3 major things that kind of happened that kind of threw me a little bit for a loop. And you know, it did kind of, you go through a difficult period like that, and you know, you need to find things to lift your spirits, to make you, you know, to want to get up in the morning, and sometimes it can be tough. And I had other things going on, but it's just, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I've always had a love for makeup and skincare and clothing and pretty things and soaps and all that stuff, I know. And so I was like, why not? I seen other people do it, and I was like, why not? Why not? You know? And so I just decided to start taping videos one day with no idea what I was doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing in a lot of ways. And you know what? That's okay. I think it takes a while to kind of find your groove and what interests you and what you want to do. And I think I'm still trying to find that out in many ways, not just on this channel. So I, you know, going through that hard time, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. And so I did. And I didn't take it too seriously the first 6 months. I would post here and there. The videos aren't necessarily even that fantastic. They're not horrible, but you're learning the ropes. And I've slowly kind of progressed and still kind of learning. Oh, my kitty's here. You can't see it, but boy, if you could. She's really cute. You know, I've kind of progressed, getting better with the editing, knowing what I want to do, but still trying to figure this channel out a little bit. And, you know, it's been fun. I think it was, I tend to be a very creative person in general. So it was a nice creative outlook and a challenge because it was something I hadn't really done before. So that was kind of why I started it. I love beauty, and I was like, why not? And at first I was kind of intimidated because obviously I am not a trained makeup artist. If you see my videos, you know that. And that's kind of how I advertise myself a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of wonderful people online who are makeup artists who are great, giving great tips and beautiful looks. But I think the majority of people watching these videos are just normal people. And like I've kind of joked before, I'm just kind of your average Josephine, you know? That's it. I'm just an average user. And so it's kind of, if you're going to see reviews or looks and people using palettes, I think in some ways it's a little bit more relatable when it's with people who are on the same level, I guess. Or maybe you may be a hell of a lot more skilled than me, you know, or maybe you're just a beginner, I don't know, but somebody who may be just an average Joe, you know. So that's kind of what I kind of told myself as. So yeah, that's kind of why I created it and the arc that I kind of take with it until I find my niche, which I will eventually. Okay, so this is going to be kind of fun. I actually ended up picking up, and I was like, no, I will never pick up one of these palettes, but I did the Natasha Denona palette. I know, everybody's like, no, you did not. Yeah, that's the same thought I had when I did, but it went on sale, and I don't know by the time I get this up if it'll be on sale, but it's still on sale at Sephora for $75, from $129 to $75. And so the reason I picked it up was I only have like a small little tray of hers that went on sale as well. And I'm going to do a review on both of them because basically I've always been a naysayer with this. It's like, you don't need to pay that much. It's kind of ludicrous. But before I say that again, I really want to try it. I did just get this, and so it is very much new to me. I have not used it. I also had a credit at Sephora, because a couple things didn't work, something was broken, and so I basically got it for nothing, which it wasn't nothing because I had those credits forever. I haven't been using them, and so I really didn't pay at this time anything, so I got to stay within my low buy, so that was fantastic. So what I'm gonna do here before I continue on is dip into one of these lovely colors. I don't know, let's go in with the Peach Puff. Why not? Peach Puff. So here we go. Right, I'm going in lightly because I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, because I've never used them. Oh, there we go. Woohoo. There we go. So yeah, continuing on. So basically, and here's one of the reasons why I do tend to do more minimalist makeup than a lot of people, though I've been branching out with color and things a lot more. And the reasoning is because I came from a family that was very strict in a lot of ways. And it's funny because actually my father was first generation in this country and I am second. And if you are first generation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're kind of pulled between the cultures. And my dad was like that as well. He, his parents, of course, were from the old world, and he wanted to be American, but he's still being pulled by his culture from his parents. And so in a lot of ways, there was a lot of that traditional, viewpoint. And one of them being at times that as far as appearances with women, my dad would say women who wear a lot of makeup, and he wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything, he just says if you wear a lot of makeup, it's because you want to cover your natural beauty or you don't have any. And okay, my father has changed completely since this, so I just want to point that out. He's one of those people who just grows. He grew so much. That's just who he is. He just was one way, and then through life, he kind of realized, whoa, yeah, I was wrong. And so I love that about him. Love that about him. But there were some growing pains, and he kind of ended up with a daughter who was very much, I don't like to say feminist as much as an equalist, because I just want everybody to be equal across the board. That's just it. It doesn't have to be women. It could be anyone who isn't being, valued the way that they should be in society, or, it's that type thing. So I'm more of an equalist. I don't like injustice, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It's just treat people the way you want to be treated. It's really not that difficult, but sadly it is. So yeah, he was very traditional, and he didn't, I had a stronger personality than my brothers, and which was, in his culture, it was like, what the heck? Who is this girl? So, that was fun. So there was some growing pains there. So what I'm going to do is go in with this vintage taupe and mix a little bit with this cocoa, I think it is, just to add a little bit of color to break up that peach. But yeah, so he basically had this viewpoint of, don't wear a lot of makeup, pretty girls don't need to, and which is just ludicrous. It's ludicrous, but that's how I was kind of raised, and so I was always very careful in a lot of ways with my dress and makeup. And of course I rebelled as I got older and started having my own money and buying those mini skirts, and oof, the look on his face. So yeah, it's just, but that's what you do. That's what you do. So yeah, so basically when I was going through that rough period a couple years ago, I kind of just, I'm very opinionated. I definitely have my own voice and my own opinions. But as far as that went, it was something that I always wanted to do an experiment with and didn't because of that voice in my head. So I don't know. Then I was like, screw this. Basically I want to do this. And so here I am. So that's one of the reasons too, is that I wanted to open the channel to kind of challenge myself a little bit. Challenge my skills, my color combination, wearing fun looks and things like that. And so going back in with the light color again. And so that's why I'm here and, living my own truth and doing what I do. So yeah, just a little fun fact. It's difficult sometimes when you come from, even being second generation. First generation, I think, is a heck of a lot harder. But even second generation, you're going to feel some of that, old culture come through, and basically it can be difficult, especially when you're second generation, you're very Americanized. So, so that was where I'm at, and, there you go. It's a beautiful thing. No complaints. I always do this. I always go too far, specifically on this eye. It's really annoying. Okay, so looking at this, I'm kind of actually kind of nervous about this one, but because I don't know if the color combination is going to go together. But that's okay. That's why we're here. So this is Chaos Makeup, and you saw those ultra freaking chromes. Remember those? Scratching my leg. So I ended up only getting one in the first round, and I ended up getting several when it was re-released. I know. So I got one that they don't have anymore. It's called Lemon Lime. I don't think it sold well, so they decided, you know what? Let's get rid of it. But I got it. So I don't have the most exciting one here, and I have not opened it yet. Oh my gosh, but look at this. I know. Just look at that. Even just looking at it, you can see that this is no joke. Now, originally I didn't know it was a loose powder. I'm not normally a huge fan of the loose powder, but I am today with this. Okay, 'tis the moment of truth. Look at that. It's not going to have a lot of shift. I don't think this one has as much as some of the other ones, but whatever, I have it, and so we're going to do it. And it may not match at all. Oh. Oh my gosh. I like doing this with my fingers. I know some people use brushes. I'm just going to say, and I'm going to be doing reviews on this because I've actually picked up a few things from Chaos Makeup. And honestly, so far I am so impressed with their products. Seriously, I know that they're known and that people speak well of them, but I don't know why they're not more well known. Because honestly, their products are absolutely phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I know, I'm supposed to be talking about who I am. I don't care at this moment because all I care about at this moment is this freaking thing. And this was the least popular one, the Lemon Lime. I know I'm looking for my wipey. So this was the least favorite one. I don't think so. So this is just amazing. So I'm just going to do the same color underneath my eye, and hopefully it doesn't cause too much of a mess because I just think this is the answer in life right now because the other one's not showing up. But hey, we tried. So, so I moved out here. Oh my gosh, no, Binky, no. For artistic endeavors, and that, this is a mess, I know. So basically I do a lot of things. If it's artistic, I've probably done it. It's what I enjoy doing. It's who I am. It's what I'm about. I write, photography is big, music, singing, I can do all of that, all those fun things. But sadly, when you move here, you find, and this stuff sticks really well, by the way. Oh my gosh, I can't get it from underneath my eye. That's okay. That's okay. Just tap your brush off. It's pretty extreme. Right on the floor there. Ooh. So, that's why I moved out here, was to just kind of experience that and, live the artist life. And I don't necessarily regret it, but it's very difficult. So if you're moving here for those reasons, know that where you're at, you may be the best, but once you move here, I'm going to fix this up a little bit, that may not be the case, and it's very, very difficult. You have to be a hustler a little bit. You have to find your own way to set yourself apart, and sometimes you have to kind of break the rules. And I don't mean like screw people over or anything like that. Some people do, but I'm not talking about that because that's not the type of person I am. But, you know, you just kind of change your plans and kind of create your own luck in life and quit making excuses because, you know, it's very difficult. It is very, very difficult out here. And it's hard to kind of get noticed and be seen. And so, you know, just be aware of that when you come out here. And some people are really lucky, but a lot of it is just hard work, and some of it is luck, and some of it is nepotism, and that's just the reality of it. You know, you want to think it's not, but sadly it is. So just something to take into consideration. So now I know this is going to freak everyone out, but I'm going to do this next. I'm not even going to line my eyes. I'm just going to go ahead and my cat is snoring. I'm going to go ahead and be freaky looking right now and just skip the eyeliner because honestly, do I need the eyeliner? No, I don't, because this is too amazing. But anyway, so I moved here to do these artistic things. Sorry I'm bouncing around, but it's kind of hard to multitask without a table. It's a mess. So to do these artistic things, and realized after a while that when health insurance and things like that become a novelty, that's just not the way that you necessarily want to live. So at least not me. So I decided, you know, to start doing odd jobs and things and temping, and I have temped and continue to temp because it's probably the fastest way to, well, not the fastest, but the way to make the better money depending on what your skills are. And you can work around different industries, and I used to work in art galleries, I used to work in churches, I used to work in, well, I ended up working in finance for a while, so as an artistic person working in finance, it was a little bit weird, you know, but that's what you do. So no complaints, you know, and you can make some money, and you're not starving, and you have health insurance, so I mean, win. I know the lights are cutting in and out. I apologize, but it's another thunderstorm coming up. There's been a lot of them this summer, more than usual. So this is a primer. I always use a primer, so this is not new to me. For me, I feel like it stops the breakage, and I'm a huge fan. So thumbs up, because this is what I'm about. But yeah, so basically I ended up temping and doing corporate, and it's been a joy. I mean, it's not bad, and, you know, I can't really complain, but that's what you do. And then I also am doing other things and making money with my art, or in the process of doing so, and opening a company with a friend, and things like that. So you kind of have to hustle, and that's where I'm at right now, is in the hustle part of it. And it's a good thing, you know. It's a little bit trying at first, so if you're going to do something like that, I suggest having some kind of regular job and then doing that on the side so you don't starve. But this is a mascara that I'm using. It's a little sample, and this is Lancome, and it is Monsieur Big. I can't make that up. It is Monsieur Big. Yeah. So looking at it, it's kind of like Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, the big ass brush, and, you know, I think it's that type of thing. So yay. So yeah, so that's kind of what I do. So I'm an artsy fartsy person who is forced to work for the man a little bit, because most of us end up doing that out here. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. It's almost better to just stay in another large city and skip New York in many ways, because you can probably make more of a name for yourself if you have the talent and the drive than here. But I'm not discouraging people, but that's a whole nother video if you wanted to hear about that. But, you know, I think the majority of people don't really care. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. So really artsy fartsy is what I do. I've been like that my whole life. It's just who I am. Without the arts, there is no humanity, and there's just a beauty to it. So, yep, there you go. So that's what I'm doing here. So, other things about me, I love music. I love, God, look at that eyeshadow. I'm like so excited. And anyway, so I love the, anything with the arts again. Music is just my soul. I just love it. I love to travel. As you know, if you've watched my channel, I have traveled to, I think, 27 countries and 30 states in the US. It's just what I do. Traveling just fills my soul. I'm learning several languages. Right now my main focus is becoming fluent in Spanish. I speak it well enough, but I want to become fluent in Spanish, and French and Korean are my main focus. And then my two minor ones that I'm kind of like, dabbling in are Japanese. I know you can't dabble in Japanese, but Japanese and Korean have very similar structures, and Italian. So if you're doing the other Romance languages, throw it in there. But my main three focus are those three, and I'm loving it. I absolutely adore languages. So now I'm going to take, I know I'm reaching around, I don't have like one day I will have a setup, but right now I'm not in the mood. So it was all a dream. So this is not ColourPop, but this is actually a brand called Itsy. And then these are the four, if you saw my Colored Rain Destroying the Palette, see, my little four guys found a home, so don't worry. But these are blushes from Itsy. And Itsy's a smaller company out in San Francisco. So there you go, San Francisco. San Francisco is actually my hometown originally. I'm a West Coast girl, and San Francisco is my jam. So I am here. I know it's different being a West Coast girl coming out here. It is completely different because we have a whole different vibe on the West Coast versus the East Coast, especially New York. It's a whole different thing. And I've actually been like where I was temping and I would see the same doorman every day or same people every day. And one of them, a couple of them asked, "Hey, are you from the West Coast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can tell," you know. Or I'll be friendly to people, and I've had guys flat out say to me, "Are you hitting on me right now, or are you just from the West Coast?" I'm like, "No, I'm just from the West Coast. Sorry, dude." You know, but it's true story. It's ridiculous, but people just aren't that friendly from what I've been told, because, you know, it gives them unwanted attention. Like, they don't want to talk to these people. So I guess that's why. But I like talking to people. But so yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and try this. I haven't tried these, and this should be fun. Some of these I bought on sale, so I don't even know if they have some of these. I can't read what this is. I think it's Astrid. So it's this beautiful kind of mauve-y color, which I just totally dig. And I shake it off because, again, I'm so fair that I'm afraid of what's going to happen here. Yeah. And actually, I should be going with the more peachy color. You know what? I'm going to switch to a peachy color after I already laid down that one thing. I'm a mess today. I'm a mess. It's been a long weekend, and that's what I'm saying. Out here, you really have to hustle, and so you're constantly working and trying to find an angle and doing what you do. But anyway, that's a pretty color. So, as far as the channel, and where I hope to go, I'm so sorry I'm bouncing around, guys. It's just been long. I ended up with like 2 hours of sleep last night, and it's just been, it's been crazy lately, but whatever. I'm trying to stay focused. But as far as the channel, God, that is really, 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 that's what I'm talking about. All you fair-skinned ladies and gentlemen out there, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, yeah, look at her. I've been there. Too dark, and you patted it off. I sure did. But for this channel, again, I'm still trying to find out what I want to do with it exactly, because it's really hard. And if you're starting a channel, you know, you have to find kind of your niche, and I'm still trying to do that because basically everything has been done. And I think there's just, it's kind of this weird thing where I think there's way too many channels in a lot of ways. So to even like rise the ranks is nearly impossible. It really is. But that's not to discourage people, because what I do want to say is, if you've ever wanted to start a channel, I'm going to encourage you to do it, and don't make it about the views or PR or money. And I think, you know what, yes, here's the thing. Don't do it because you want to be YouTube famous, which I have no desire to be, for the money for the free products, because I'm going to break it down for you. You're not going to get any free products, and you sure as heck aren't going to make any money. YouTube's making it harder and harder and harder for people to succeed, and there's bigger channels that are completely falling apart right now because of the changes that they've made. So I think it's actually harder because the ones coming up who get even a little bit now are like, yeah, but the people who are used to a certain amount before aren't making it anymore. And so, and it shouldn't be about that. Once you have a passion about something and then you make it about money, that's when it starts to lose its beauty in a lot of ways. And that's what I found out actually moving out here. So I'm just saying, do it because you love it. I also want to point out, if you don't necessarily because a lot of people come into it looking a certain way, and I don't want people to feel like you have to look that way or follow a certain beauty standard. And that's another reason why I'm doing it, is because I absolutely do not in a lot of ways fit it. You know, I have a lot of imperfections, and to be honest with you, I don't really care, and I don't necessarily try to cover them up, and some of them I don't even care to fix. Okay, so if you watch my channel a lot, you know that I'm a big fan of astrology. That's right, I have a series going on if you'd like to see that. Pick your sign, pick your look based off of the BH Cosmetics palette, their astrological or zodiac palette. And so if you watched, you know that, and you don't have to believe it. You could choose to believe it, you could choose to say it's a bunch of hooey, whatever, totally cool. But we have astrologers all the way back a couple hundred years and beyond. In Prague, in the Czech Republic. So, you know, my mom's an astrologer. We've had a lot of astrologers on our side of the family. And so, yeah, so I know a lot about it. Tongue-tied. Not that I consider myself an astrologer, because I am not. I know a lot about it, but I wouldn't necessarily say that. But I did, you know, I was raised off of it. And so I know quite a bit, but again, I'm not sitting here telling futures or reading charts, and that's not, it's more than just that. It's very complex, but I'm not going to go here because a lot of you probably aren't here for that. But if you want to see those videos, please check them out. But there's a lot of astrological makeup coming out. Zodiac makeup of the yin yang, and of course I'm picking it up because I love this stuff. You know, love it. And so I actually, it's on the ground. I'm not going to pick it up. I'll do it in the video. But they give you a free bag if you ordered a certain amount. And I got the Aries bag because I'm an Aries, so I was pretty excited. Now, I didn't get the whole collection. I got all the lip glosses because I had a coupon for 25% off. 25% off. Got all the glosses. And then I only picked up the, this guy, which is the highlighter, and the eyeshadow, there you go, for air and for fire, because that's mostly what I am. I don't have a lot of earth, don't have a lot of water, but I sure have a butt ton of air and fire. And so, yeah, so I picked those up to enjoy. So this one is the fire palette, and I think it would go really well with this look, because it's a little bit more warm. But the packaging's a little bit, but you know, it's discounted. It's drugstore, and it's very affordable, so I'm not going to complain about that, but be careful because I almost took my nail off. But I love this because you can see the astrological symbols on there, which just makes this little astrological nerd happy. So I've never used these, but these are highlighters. It may be a little bit too dark for my face. It may be, but you know, so what? This is experimenting. This is fun. That is really pretty, guys. Oh, wow. You know what? There's some major winners going on here. This is really nice, actually. I don't know if you can see, but it's this beautiful, healthy glow. Now, if you want a lot of glow, this probably isn't going to be for you. But if you're like me and you just like the subtle, I put it in and then rub it in slightly, you're going to love this. Because I'm loving this. For a subtle look, this is where you are going to shine. Not working so well on the nose, but that's okay. I like to do that. Some people don't. It's actually kind of weird there. It's almost like more of a blush. So if you have a deeper skin tone than me, which is 90% of the population, then yeah, this would work fine. But this is actually better for a bronzy blush, is what I'm finding. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And then there's the air, which I think probably would have been better on my fair skin, but whatever. Why would I try to do that? Why? So let's see what this looks like. Maybe this would work better. And it does. That's really beautiful too. That's really beautiful. So now I'm mixing them like a jerk. But it's making the most beautiful color mixed together, so what do I care? Fantastic. I love it. All of a sudden I'm really loving all this stuff. So then, I know I'm totally reaching around this place trying to find stuff. I also picked up the lip glosses, as I said, and this is Virgo. I know, it's this beautiful kind of neutral look, but I don't think it's going to necessarily go with what I have now because this is a warmer look, but whatever. whatever. Doesn't have much of a scent. Oh, it's pretty. So it's this bronzy color. You know what? I've never used Wet n Wild's lip gloss. And these are $2.99 a piece. And yes, it doesn't necessarily go with the look here. But damn, that's pretty. That is really pretty. And really pigmented. I mean, this is $3. Huh. Yeah, not loving it with the look, but let's try another one. Okay, so this one is Gemini, which I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, which explains why I can't focus right now. But here we go. Oh wow. Woo. You know how the metallic phase is in? But you got it right here. Oh wow. So that is a bit much. That wasn't necessarily what I was going for with this look either, but whatever. That's intense. Wow. That is really intense. I mean, I gotta give it to them. They really put the pigment in these. I'm gonna be doing swatches on this too, so watch for that video, but wow. That is not necessarily the best color for me right now. Let's try a third. Okay, so I don't really find one that's gonna work necessarily with this. So what I'm gonna do is go with Anastasia Beverly Hills Estelle, I think it is. I'll put it to the side, but because it's kind of dark in here. But this I think will work better, and it does. It's just very, very light. It's still a little bit bronzy too, but you know, whatever. It's not nearly as opaque as the last one. So I think this one's our best bet, and we'll just let it lie and then finish this out because I know that this is a very long video, but I'm really, really liking this. This is fun. This is completely different than anything that I normally do, so I kind of like it. I do. Yeah, I do. What I will say is that the foundation appears to already be breaking apart on my face. I can see it already kind of breaking apart. Not quite sure about that. Everything else I'm pretty pleased with. I'm going to do reviews on all these items, but so far I'm not digging the Shape Tape. I think I'm probably in the minority, but it's already falling apart on my face. I can see it breaking apart. So I have really oily skin, but that's just kind of, it's what, been like 30 minutes? Yeah, I'll do reviews and all this, but there we go. This is the final look. My expectations from the channel is to get better skills, try new makeup, try different things, different looks, push myself. You know, do different color combinations. I would never have done a look like this, you know, about 3 years ago. I never would have. It would basically be your neutral palette over and over and over. I'd wear the same look every day and change up the lipstick. I've always been a little bit of a lipstick hoe. So, yeah, but, you know, I love the lipstick. But, you know, I'm venturing out. And so that's kind of what I want from this. The day that this isn't fun anymore, or I don't feel creative, or I'm not having a good time is when I fold, basically. I don't expect to ever get free PR. I don't expect to make money off this. I want to be real as far as reviews and be honest, because I feel like when you move higher up, you know, as a beauty guru, which I am not, I am no beauty guru and never will be. It's just, I'm not a professional, you know, at all. So I think the pressure gets really high and you just see like people getting really upset, not having fun with it anymore. It becomes a job, as I said earlier. And so for me, I'd be happy with 1,000 to 5,000 viewers, and that's it for the rest of my time. Even if I did this for 10 years, if I had 1,000 to 5,000 people, I'd be so damn happy. I'd be okay with that, because there's a small group of people that I know on this channel and I really enjoy having conversations with, or they'll comment every once in a while and I'm like, yeah, I love that. I want to build the small community of positive people who, you know, that's more what I'm into. You know, if people get something out of it, great. There's been a few videos I made that didn't do well, and they're my favorite videos and they got like 1 or 3 views. You know, it's just like, I'm a small channel and I'm okay with that. So I just want to be honest with my reviews, but I don't necessarily want to be brutal. I'm sure there's times where I'm going to be going, whoa, what the heck? But for the most part, I just want to be as positive as possible because I feel like there's a lot of negativity out there, and there's times where I've been negative or things like that, and I kind of want to change that viewpoint and not be like that unless you meet me on the streets in Manhattan, where I live, where you're going to go, what the heck? Because then you're in the zone. You're in the New York City subway zone or in the street zone, and it's like a battlefield out there, so good luck. So it's a little bit different. So I'm not a jerk. I'm just in the zone. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. You know, if it's not fun anymore, I don't want to do it. You know, I'm going to move on with my life, and you know, that's it. So I don't want to make a career of this. I don't want to be a household name or in beauty circles. That's just not who I am. You know, I love doing this for fun, and when it's no longer fun, I'm out. So yeah, but right now I'm loving it. I'm having a good time, you know, very humble, small channel still, and I'm cool with it. Like I said, 1,000 to 5,000, I'd be happy. I don't need any more than that. I don't need that stress. Life is stressful enough. So yeah, I have a hard enough time putting up 2 videos a week. It's hard. I have a busy life, like we all do. So, you know, but yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit more about who I am. You know, that's basically me, you know, an artsy fartsy kind of gal, originally from the West Coast, having a good time. Fun fact, I also love video games. I know, I'm a total video game nerd. I just want to point that out right now. I'm trying to 100% out Detroit Become Human. I know I've been playing that because I want 100% because I am that nerd. I am. I'm a total video game nerd. I've been playing it since I was a kid. Total tomboy. I was into sports and PlayStation, and here we are. So yeah, so things like that. I'm still a tomboy at heart, though I don't always look like it. I still am a little bit rough and tumble. I'm just trying to have a good time in life, you know. Life kicks your ass, and so in those moments when it doesn't, you know, have a good time. Try to find the good and enjoy life as much as you can, because you only have this moment and things can change like that. So that's another reason why I kind of did this. I want to do it, so why not? The time is now. The time is now, because sometimes we don't have tomorrow. So I'm trying to have a great time, and sometimes it's hard because you go through funk, you know, periods of funk and things like that. And you know what? You got to try to find, if you can, you know, those silver linings, because that's going to keep you holding on to that dinghy when you're out in the ocean going, what am I doing? So yeah. So I'm having a good time, you know? So yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit more about who I am, and that is seriously it for now, because I know this video is going to be really long. So look for reviews on all these products. I'm pretty excited for a lot of these, especially the eyeshadow. Get out of here. That's so exciting. So yeah, until next time, have a wonderful day, my friends. Bye.